thing too, we look at that Guelph rental market. Students coming back in. It's just great to have the students back. I know you love your time on campus with the women's rugby team. You guys had a pretty good effort on the weekend too. So definitely happy to be back on campus, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, awesome to see that part of life return to normal again. I mean, a big part of campus life for me, anyways, was varsity athletics, and so it's awesome to see that the OUA leagues going again, and everybody kind of prepping and shaping up for nationals, because I think that that adds a lot to your university experience, just being able to be on campus, be a Griffin, cheer and support the sports teams and watch them compete against other universities. That I always enjoyed that aspect of university life. But I mean, the student market definitely took a bit of a shock in 2020 when campus was shut down. And I think what we saw through that again was people eager to be at the physical location. And one of the issues I think we ran into is a few of the student rental properties, or a healthy percentage of the market. It'd just be speculation if I try to guess, but we saw some of those properties sell back to family. So that was inventory that would normally go to students, or that is needed by students, that no longer exists. So I mean, I've already had people who have just kind of perused through my website that are inquiring about bedrooms starting May 2022. And I think we're going to see some competition for that right now. Same idea. We've got some, students a month into school still haven't found a room yet, and that has pushed competition for places. So I mean, room rates were climbing to around the $700 per room inclusive number. I know a couple guys who've rented for as high as $800 a room now. And I mean, good on them. At the end of the day, I don't think you're price gouging, as long as you're offering, a clean, quiet, and safe space for students to live and to study on a shorter term lease. They're happy to come and make that exchange for value. And I think when we're budgeting around purchasing investment properties, we're probably not targeting 800 a room as a sustainable number, but I think it's only a matter of time before we grow there again. It's going to be a supply demand crunch in the student market that again, families are fighting it out for a lot of the similar accommodations in Guelph. And families are coming in right now with bigger pockets than your average investor's able to spend. I mean, nobody would think that they'd be spending $900,000 on a student rental, but that's almost the case now for anything with increased potential as an investment.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I mean, we talked about it a bit before, but just those principles of student housing was tested a little bit in 2022. But I mean, coming back to just that general supply and demand principle, and then when you compound that with a reasonably quality place to live. I know you had a couple of videos on your page on that, just showing student housing. It's not the animal house kind of ideology, right? It's a nice, clean place, professionally managed. We talk about that real estate investment management piece again, right? So it's professional cleaning services, professional grass cutting in a lot of cases, and really offering a lot of value as you see those rates climb. Because again, we're investors. We want to hold on to those rates, but also providing quality back to our clients is a good full circle business model, right? So I think that's a great point to touch on for sure. Are you seeing students maybe willing to travel a bit more, maybe further away from campus, or?
Yeah, I know students that live, north of Grange. And again, because that was the house that was available. Usually, students would be paying a premium for a family, or paying a premium above what a family would be able to afford. So, when you're seeing a house listed in, not necessarily a student neighborhood, sometimes students will look at that and see that, we're further from campus and it's 2 buses to get there, but instead of $3,500 a month for this house, we're getting it for $2,500 a month. So everybody saves a little bit of money. And 1 or 2 student homes in a neighborhood is not going to destabilize it by any means. And just touching on what you're talking about with respect to quality of student rentals, I think one of the biggest changes we made to our business model was really making sure that we took care of the students on the way in, and let them know that we're happy to kind of exceed any bar or any expectations they might have for the house, but they're responsible for keeping it there and then maintaining it and turning it back over in similar conditions. So all of a sudden, you know, they don't want to have a party at their house because they realize that if anybody causes damage, they are going to be the ones on the hook for covering that cost. So sometimes it results in a little bit more maintenance because again, you have to hit the finer points, you know, that week that they move in. And, you know, you do get a few more calls for minor stuff usually. Hey, we noticed this is broken, that's broken. But as long as things stay in good repair, they generally tend to trend that way. So it creates less work overall. And again, you're getting students who are willing to pay a premium for it, and you're not operating something that over the long haul is going to become more of a liability than an asset for you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just talking about those ties to the university, right? I mean, you're involved, you know, with the women's rugby team there, but you're also a student at Guelph, so you've lived in those student houses. You've been on the other side of that, right? So I think, you know, I like the way you talk about that, where you really try to be, you know, forthcoming and honest with your tenants to say, hey, you know, we're going to operate at a medium to high quality here. We expect the same from your kind of living operation. But I think that's a great way to communicate with your students. And again, just kind of looking at that full circle. Definitely a good business model to kind of stick into. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's great, buddy. Thanks for that. Let's say another Guelph student rental market update. Appreciate that, Davey. And we'll catch you on the next one.